Hello everyone, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. Newcastle 2, Huddersfield Town 0. I'm here with Kyle for the review. This video is sponsored by OneFootball. I'll have all the stats and the transfer rumours for the rest of the season and for the season after that and the season after that and the season after that. But yeah, make sure you download that. The link will be in the description. Kyle, I'm loving winning at home at the minute. It's fantastic. Newcastle only made one change, but what a change. Miguel Almiron in for Christian Atsu. Did you agree with that?
I did. I called the team in my preview. Kept it exactly the same. The midfield, like I thought he would with Longstaff and Hayden. Almiron was the only needed change. I thought Atsu wasn't good enough in the last game he played, and yeah, the squad that played last game also did really well. So definitely a good team that started, I thought.
And we started like a house on fire. No goals, but so many attacking chances, and Almiron goes through one-on-one. The lights are looking at him, everybody's going, come on, put it in the net, put it in the net. Unfortunately, it hits the post, and Rondon hits the post straight after. You know, Newcastle could have had 3, 4, I think maybe even 5 goals going into half-time. Yeah. But what did you make of the attacking threat going forward?
I thought we were really good. Off the ball, there was loads of runs in behind and everything. Perez and Almiron linking up really well. I was really impressed. I was thinking on the edge of it could be one of them games where we're just huff and puff and we weren't going to score, but start the second half we got a quick fire double and put them to bed quite quickly. Just
quickly going back on the first half, obviously the red card changes things. For me, I've seen a replay at half time, and it's for me it's a definite red card. The studs, it's not even that the studs were showing, Kyle. They were, honestly,
it was a bad tackle, really bad tackle. But I didn't think it was going to be given as a red card because the amount of decisions that's went against Newcastle. Thinking, he'll give him a yellow, we give him a red. I was shocked. It's the first red card that's went for Newcastle in the Premier League since 2014 when Johnson got sent off for Norwich, but Remy got sent off at the same time, if you remember. But it's been so long since a player got sent off. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did.
Did you get that stat, or was that Rob?
What?
Is that your stat or Rob's stat?
That's my stat, it's not Rob's. I'll keep the puns and that for Rob.
Second half, Newcastle killed the game off, 2 goals in very quick succession. Yeah. First through Solomon Rondon. You know, he obviously misses that chance just before half time. The header just going wide. There was a lovely cross by Sean Longstaff, which we'll touch on a bit later. But you know, he buries his chance, and then Perez buries his chance. Very similar goals, wasn't it? Yeah, very similar, but both very good bits of football before the goal happened. Getting the ball out onto the right hand side, beautiful passes by Lejeune, both occasions. Yedlin causing problems, getting the ball into the box. For the first one, great hold-up play by Hayden, getting it into Rondon, and obviously big beautiful man strikes again. Buries it for 1-0, and then Perez, who takes his goal just as well. And I think Ewan Fordy was saying in the player ratings that they're similar amount of goals this season now, Perez and Rondon, aren't they? They're both starting to stand up, and we're starting to show that we've got attackers that can score goals. Maybe a Huddersfield outplayed today. They have Deportray and people like that who don't really score goals, and you could say the same about the other teams in the bottom whiffway, like Cardiff and Fulham. Do they have a goal scorer really? Obviously every team will have their main scorer, but you know, you look at that 3, Almiron, Perez and Rondon, when they're going and they're going well, not many defenders will like that. No, they won't. If anything, it gives 3 different kind of attacking threats. You've got Rondon, who's brilliant in the air, can hold the ball up brilliantly. Perez, very technical player, can get in between the channels. And you've got Almiron, who's quick, pacey and direct, and offers 3 different attacking threats, which is great for us and a nightmare for defences, mate. We killed the game off, and it was a very comfortable last 30 minutes, but I need to pick up on Sean Longstaff today. Yeah. He was absolutely brilliant for Newcastle. Him and Isaac Hayden. I would have given Hayden a bit more of a higher mark in the player ratings. I probably would have given him a 9 out of 10. But for me, Sean Longstaff, Aidy Boothroyd's just walked past as the England under-21 manager. Yeah, you know, he's watching. He deserves, I think, a chance to have a go with the under-21s at least. But how brilliant was he today? 2 man of the matches in a row for me, for Longstaff. He just controlled the whole game today. Like we mentioned in our preview that Moy was going to be the biggest threat for Huddersfield going forward. Didn't have a look in. They didn't let him. Like he was fantastic today, mate. Spraying passes left, right, and centre. He got more time on the ball today, but he showed it. He showed his class today, and I don't think he deserves to be dropped at all. I think he's undroppable at this point. I fear for Shelby, and I fear for Key as well, not being able to get into the squad because Longstaff's playing better
He's playing better now than Key was earlier in the season and Shelby was at the start of the season. It's going to be hard for them.
It's nice to see a North Shields lad doing well, isn't it?
It's very nice to see a North Shields lad doing well. Both Shields lads were sells, so it's very nice to see.
Let's see what Rafa Benitez has to say about Newcastle's 2-0 win over Huddersfield.
Miguel Amor on his full debut. You could feel the excitement in the air today. They've waited a long time for a club record signing here. What did you make of his overall contribution?
It was a pity because he had a great chance. He did well. His contribution for the team in terms of work rate was really good, and also his movements, clever movements. So I think he will be pleased, and the fan will be pleased with his game today.
Does he give you as a manager an option that you haven't had up until this stage?
Yeah, it's different. It's different to what we had, and we were looking for that in August. So at the end, he's with us, and he's giving us something that the other players, they are doing well, but different characteristics can then give us different options.
10 points from 15 now, at a very good time of the season. Can you feel a little bit of momentum building?
I hope so. I will tell you after the Burnley game, but I think we have confidence, and we will try to get 3 points in the next game. And if we can carry on, everybody will be pleased.
We're back. Newcastle sit on 28 points, Kyle. I don't know where exactly that puts us on the table. I think there'll be a picture coming to you now, which will tell you that. But it's getting more and more comfortable. Cardiff lost 5-1 last night. Southampton have got to play Arsenal. Obviously, we played a day before them. You'd think that it'd be unlikely that Southampton are going to get all 3 points at the Emirates. But it's in our own hands, Kyle, and that's what you want, really. You've got to look at it and go, Newcastle, I think for me, we've said this in the podcast, we've said this in other games, other previews, but I think 38 points would be definitely enough, but maybe a little bit less if you look at the teams that have, or the games what they've got around them.
I don't want to go too far ahead of myself, but like the past 4 games we've done really well. Like at home we're doing very well. What's it, 3 wins on the bounce at home in the league now?
Cardiff, City, and today, and we're unlucky not to get something. Man City as well. So we've done pretty well, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, and especially considering how we played in January to be where we're at. So I'm very happy with the way we've played recently, and I think we can get better on Tuesday and keep going on from there. I really do.
You touched on Tuesday. Obviously, 3 days until the next game against Burnley, who have beaten Tottenham, which is a bit of a surprise. Yeah. But from what I've heard, it was a well-deserved victory by Burnley. Different test for Newcastle. I think the likes of Lejeune, Shaw, Lascelles maybe have to up their game because Ashley Barnes, Chris Wood are in a bit of form now.
Yeah. To be fair, I think the way we played against them in the reverse fixture at Burnley, I thought we dealt with what they had very well. Like with them getting the ball into the box with a diagonal pass, I thought we dealt with that as a free really well. I think we're all ready for Burnley. It is going to be tougher test than Huddersfield because we're hammered these today. But
any changes to the team?
I think Rafa will change a couple around because of rotation. You know what he's like. But I think he'll not start Almiron. I'd love Almiron to start, but I think Mutu will start instead. I think he'll change 1 or 2 in the midfield, and I think Fernandes will play as well because Fernandes is more of a defensive centre back, and he's probably better in the air than one of the 3 centre backs. So he'd probably play Fernandes at the back to handle what Burnley have.
And finally, Kyle, going back on today's game, another good 3 points. Who was your man of the match today? Because obviously there was a number of candidates, but me and Fordy have touched on that. Longstaff did well, Rondon did well, yeah. But who would you say for you?
I touched on it before, Longstaff. I thought Longstaff controlled the game. He got allowed a bit more freedom today on the ball, and he was allowed to have it, and he took advantage of that. He was spraying passes left, right and centre. He's passing to Rondon in the first half. Unfortunately, Rondon released his inner Joselu and decided to put it wide, but what a pass and what a performance from him. If he keeps it going, he's undroppable, absolutely undroppable, and he's been fantastic. So fair play to him.
Happy faces, smiling faces. Get your comments in below. What did you make of today's performance? If you were at the game, if you hadn't watched the game, what did you think of it on Match of the Day or Prem Plus or Sky Sports Football, whatever it is? But get your comments in below. Do you think Rafa should make any changes going into the Burnley game? Do you think that Almiron has to start? Do you disagree with Kyle? A couple of people might. But Newcastle get another 3 points on the board. Like and subscribe to Newcastle Fans TV, and we'll see you at the Burnley game on Tuesday.